Fast Friends has a wonderful quote in it, but it's right at the end, so I'll leave the quote until the end of this discussion with a spoiler warning. This is the second segment of the 9th episode of the second season of The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. And in this episode, everybody is fed up that Pooh Bear is always late. And he says this wonderful thing about he doesn't know that he's leaving it until the last minute because he doesn't know how many minutes there are left, which I thought was a pretty sweet thing to say, a very Pooh Bear thing to say. And they try and find ways to quicken him up, but with some interesting consequences that they hadn't considered. And then they try and speed themselves up, which I thought was a weird decision, and it's unclear whether or not Pooh Bear will ever start to be on time for things, but I'll discuss the ending in a moment. But I thought it was, quite interesting. I think definitely something that children can relate to. There are children, as well as adults, who are just chronically late to everything. And this helps to show that if you're not alone. Pooh Bear has a similar problem. He's always late to everything. He leaves it until the last minute to leave. And it shows that that can actually be really annoying, and it can be really stressful for other people if you're always late. Now, obviously, timekeeping really shouldn't be on the shoulders of children young enough, or at least the younger age at whom New Adventures is targeted. But it's always, a good time to start saying that punctuality is actually really important. And it's done in a way that's quite fun. I don't necessarily love everything about this episode. I don't think it went in a direction I was fully expecting or indeed loved. But that's not to say I didn't like the episode at all. I just didn't fully agree with everything that was done. But nothing was too bad. It's not like I was offended or anything. That would be a bit peculiar. But it's a good message about, tardiness and being late for things all the time and how it affects other people, and also how you should respond to a person who's always late. So I just want to give you the quote at the end that I loved. I don't think it had the best message, this quote, but I still liked it. So I guess this is a tiny spoiler. In fact, it's probably a big spoiler, as I'm going to discuss ultimately what happens about Pooh Bear being late. And the quote is from Piglet, and it's, "You're not late, Pooh. You're just Pooh." Now, first of all, the phrase "you're just Pooh" absolutely floored me because I'm immature. But also, I feel like that's a really terrible message. Oh, don't worry, you can be late because that's just who you are. It's not good advice. It really isn't. Maybe somebody is just Pooh if they're always late, but yeah, it's not the best advice. But the quote was lovely. It was just so cute the way Piglet delivered it, and it really amused me as well. So I don't agree with the message, but I like the delivery of the line. Yeah, not the best episode, but it has its moments, and ultimately it has a good message about being on time, even if it seemed like Pooh was just gonna carry on being Pooh by the end of it.